Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you guys for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about using direct mail as a selling and prospecting technique for final expense life insurance. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to work through a couple of quirks here probably. This is our first presentation using the GoToWebinar platform. So if we have a couple of speed bumps or anything we run into, thank you guys for your patience in that regard. Alright, first things first. Direct mail, what is it? Direct mail is a prospecting technique wherein you hire a mail house to send postcards to potential clients. Those potential clients will fill those postcards out, send them back into the mail house, and you'll get the leads. Direct mail works best for final expense. It's selling term life or UL products through direct mail. I've tried it, it doesn't work very well. You can also do annuities through direct mail, but it's best to set seminars that way. What we're going to talk about right now is the most common application of direct mail prospecting, and that's using direct mail to prospect for final expense life insurance. Most direct mail houses are going to charge you about $400 to $500 for every 1,000 postcards you want to send out. Instead of doing that, you can go through the Independent Life Insurance Agent Association. We do have a deal with Leads to Success that allows you to send out 1,000 pieces for only $335, and that's mailed and returned. Flat rate, includes the data, includes the list, includes everything. So it is pretty beneficial. It does make your life a little bit easier and a little bit cheaper. This is the direct mail card that Leads to Success mails out, and it's kind of a good example of what your direct mail cards are going to look like for final expense life insurance, no matter who you go with. You can see here that it's a very basic information card. I'm going to read it to you real quick. Up at the top it says Senior Final Expense Information. An approved senior final expense program is now available in, this says Utah, but obviously it'll be whatever state you're mailing in. Designed to help pay what Social Security does not pay for your final expenses. At the present, Social Security only pays $255. If you qualify, these plans may pay 100% of all funeral expenses not paid by Social Security, up to $15,000 for each senior citizen covered. It's your legal right as a U.S. taxpayer to receive all the information available to you. You must complete and return this request form within 5 days. At the bottom, it says not affiliated or endorsed by any government program, so you're not actually selling, Social Security death benefit. You're not a government employee. You're not affiliated with the government. You're just using the fact that the government's death benefit through Social Security is very small as a selling point, saying, hey, we've got a product that can make up the difference. You see on here it's got 4 check boxes for the benefit amount requested, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000. It says no cost or obligation. Then you've got a spot for the client or the prospect to sign, add their age, add their spouse's name and age, and add their phone number. So this is the card the clients are going to get. This, again, is the card that Leads to Success specifically uses. I like this card. It's pretty cool. Especially, and you can't really see it on this screenshot, because it's not shaped like a normal card. It's very large and it's longer than you would expect. So it's a little squished up to fit on the screen here, but it's not shaped regularly. That means it's going to stand out in the mail, and that means the response rate's a little bit higher. So your client or your prospect signs here, fills out the info, checks a box, sends it back. They see it, they fill it out, they send it back, and the leads end up going to you. From that point, you set the appointments. Now, this is a good time to talk about the fact that direct mail is not a quick method of prospecting. You're generally going to see between 2 and 3 weeks turnaround time until you actually get this stuff back in and start setting appointments. Think about it. You first order the mailer. The mail house has to get a data list. The mail house has to mail the cards out. The clients have to get the cards, get interested, and send the cards back in. The info on the cards then has to be processed and given to you. So you can see there is a bit of lag time there. Generally, you're going to be about 3 weeks out from actually setting an appointment on a direct mailer. So it's a good prospecting tool, but if you're saying, I need money to pay the rent at the end of the month, direct mail is not going to work for you. So anyway, you set the appointments using the info on the card. What kind of return can you expect to see with direct mail? Generally, you're going to see between 1 and 3%. 1% is kind of low. I would hope for 1.5%. I've gotten as little as 0% before, but I have gotten as little as, 0.5%, which would be 5 leads off a 1,000-piece mailer. And you can get, up to 3%, 30 leads. 3% is pretty high and pretty fantastic. Expect between 1 and 3. I'd be happy if I got 15 leads back. Off those leads that you get returned, you're usually going to close between 2 and 12 deals. I know that's a wide range, but it depends on how many leads you get back. It depends on how good you are on the phone setting an appointment. It depends on how confident you are, and it depends on the products you have available to you. If your products are just flat out overpriced, you're not going to be able to close anything because your clients won't be able to afford it. So do the math. $335 for a 1,000-piece mailer. Say, almost worst case scenario, say you only close one deal off of that. Alright, say you close a deal and it's $50 a month premium. $50 a month over the course of the first 12 months is $600. Say you got a 110% contract, you just made $660. You spent $335 to do it. That's still a 2-to-1 return. It's not fantastic, but a 2-to-1 return on your money. If you had a machine sitting in front of you right now that you could feed a dollar bill into and get $2 bills back out of, you'd sit there and feed that machine all day long. So you can see that even in almost a worst case scenario with direct mail, you're still coming out pretty profitably. Like we said, there's a lot of turnaround time with direct mail. It's not an immediate sale. You got to mail it. The client's got to mail it back. You've got to get the info. You've got to set the appointment. You've got to go to the appointment. You've got to close the deal. Policy's got to be underwritten, and the policy's got to be delivered. And we didn't write this on there, but the policy's got to be funded. You got to pay the first month's premium. There's some lag time with final expense direct mail, and you got to build that into your expectations. If you don't see leads coming in 5 days after you send out an order for a direct mailer, don't get upset. Get upset at 2 weeks. Get upset at 3 weeks. But 5 days, 1 week later, that's normal. That's expected. Alright, so once you get these cards back, what are you supposed to do with them? You call the clients. Call the cards. Check the form, the ILIA form for scripts. In the insurance lead section, there is a post titled targeted scripts or targeted final expense scripts. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we've got a couple of scripts in there that we like to use to set appointments off of direct mail cards. It's very simple. It's very direct and very to the point. This is Nick Perry with Georgia Insurance Options. I'm just calling in regards to the information request card you sent in about a week ago. Just received it here in the office, and I wanted to give you a call about that. What made you decide to fill out the card and send it back in? That's kind of my favorite line. What made you decide to fill out that card? What made you think about insurance today? What got you interested in buying life insurance? Find their pain. Find whatever reason they had for displaying that interest and refresh it. Remember, it's been about a week since they filled that card out. Whatever pain they had on their mind when they filled it out is not as fresh as it was the day of. So you've got to figure out what they were thinking, why they were thinking it, and then kind of refresh their memory and kind of make it hurt again. I filled that card out because blah, blah, blah. Uncle Steve died without any life insurance, and now his kids, are having to scrape their savings together to pay for the funeral, and I don't know, it just kind of made me think. Find why they filled it out, find the pain, and then refresh it, bring it back to the forefront of their mind, and then set the appointment. Well, it's a very valid reason. A lot of folks these days are looking to buy life insurance to guard against just that type of problem. That's definitely a problem I can help with. It's my specialty to help folks with that type of problem. So why don't you and I get together and talk about how I can help you? Then go into verifying their info, verify their age, verify, their risk class, verify their eligibility, and then set the appointment again. So this time you're going to set it a little more firmly. You're going to set a date and a time. You're going to tell them when you're going to come out to see them and what's going to happen when you come out. Okay, well, like we said earlier, you've got this problem, whatever that problem was, and that's the type of thing I help folks with. That's the type of problem I help solve. Based on the information you've told me, you're going to be eligible and able to qualify for the solutions that I have available to you. I've got appointment slots X date, X time, and X date and X time. Which time is better for you? You'll find that you don't want to set these appointments more than 48 hours in the future, just because this demographic tends to kind of forget what they're doing. It might slip their mind. They've filled out the card a week ago. You just called them to refresh their pain. If you set the appointment a week in the future, it's going to be tough to refresh their pain a second time. It gets a little bit tougher each and every time. So the quicker you can set that appointment, the better. I left out a slide here and I want to take just a second to talk about it. We're talking about bringing the card with you. Take the card on appointments, but before you go on the appointment, you're going to want to call and confirm. Call the client up, and this is a trick I like to use. Go get in your car, turn on the engine, call the client, and confirm directions to their house. They'll hear your engine running in the background. They'll know that you're serious and on your way. They'll take it seriously. They'll know you're coming out there, and you're not calling to say, "Hey, are we still good to meet? You still want to talk about insurance?" No, you're saying, "Hey, I'm on my way to your house. I'm on my way there from another appointment, so I wanted to make sure that my MapQuest directions are right, because you know how MapQuest is. Sometimes it takes me out in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to take a left on Peachtree and a right on Spring and whatever. Is that right?" "Yeah, that's right." All right, so now they're expecting you. They know that you're on your way, and they know that you've taken the appointment seriously and that you've blocked out time to speak with them. You're on your way out there. Get to the client's home. Get out of your car and start waving at them. It's kind of it's a cheesy old door-to-door salesman's trick, but get out of the car and start waving at them. Wave at them through the window. When you go up to the door and knock, wave at them through the peephole or wave at them through the side window. Even if you can't see them, they'll see you waving. They'll see that big friendly old smile on your face and the big wave that you're giving them. And they'll know, he's already seen me. I can't change my mind at the last minute and dive under the coffee table and hope he goes away. It's not going to happen a lot, I know, but waving at them, it kind of sets the tone for everything. It's a big friendly thing. It's not somebody coming in here and saying, "All right, you're going to die soon. Let's figure out what's going to happen." No, it's you coming in, friendly neighborhood insurance guy who's helping them with their problems. When you go out on these appointments, take the cards with you. Take the signature cards with you. You're going to get these lead cards back. Show them the card. Okay, so here's the card you filled out. You marked on here that you were interested in the $15,000 benefit. And I want to show you that benefit. I also want to show you a couple with a little more benefit because I think you're going to be surprised at how affordable they can be. That does two things. One, it reminds them that they're the ones that said they're interested, so they're the ones that called you here, so they're the ones that started this whole thing. It's kind of their fault, in other words. And two, having their signature on there, it kind of reinforces the fact that, yeah, I did want this. I did want to learn more about this. I was interested. And it reminds them of the pain they had and the reason they had for calling the meeting in the first place. Signatures can jog the memories of the pain and remind them of that interest. Also gives you an excuse to talk about specific dollar amounts in terms of face benefit, and it gives you an excuse to talk about higher face values. This one's a little controversial. You can do this or not do this, take it or leave it as you wish. But once you get these cards back, if you call the clients and you can't get in touch with them, you call them for 2 days, 3 days, no one answers. I know that some final expense agents will say, well, the address is on here, their signature is on here. Obviously they were interested at some point. I'm just going to go knock on their door. So if there's no answer, grab the cards that you can't reach by phone and go knock on doors. If you're going to do this, you need to have applications with you. You also need to have a notepad with you to write down if they can't meet with you right then, but they want to set an appointment for the future. Have multiple applications ready. Have your walking shoes on. There's a whole mythos going into what you got to do when you go door knocking. It's this very ritualistic thing. Basically, you want to dress well but not great. You want to dress kind of to the level of the neighborhood you're going to. Knock on the door. Show them the card. Hey, my name's Nick Perry. I'm dropping by because you sent this card in and you said you wanted me to come by and drop off some info. Been trying to get in touch with you. I had an appointment nearby and I thought, well, I'll just swing by on my way back to the office and see when would be good for you to meet up down in the future, in the next couple of days. Then, I've got an appointment here and here. Which one is better for you? That kind of thing. Again, you want to bring the cards with you, and it gives you an excuse to be there, and it gives you a reason to be there. You're not just cold knocking, you're warm knocking. So once you've got the direct mail cards back, once you've got the leads in your hand, once you've got the appointments set, you actually have to sell the product. And we're not going to go into that right now because there is a webinar in the recorded webinar section titled The Full Final Expense Sales Cycle. This goes into prospecting in more detail. The Full Final Expense Sales Cycle webinar goes into much more detail into the actual sales process. So it's going to tell you how to sit down with a client, how to close the deal, how to select the product, how to get through underwriting, how to deliver the product, and how to get referrals at the end. It takes care of everything we haven't gone over here today. What we've shown you here is how to get appointments with direct mail, and the rest is up to you. So that's going to do it for Selling with Direct Mail presented by the ILIAA.